Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Hey, we're allowed, it's December, okay? Which is why my channel icon has changed to, of course, your boy Igniter, wearing a Christmas hat. Speaking of Igniter, we're going to get into a little detail about him later on, but basically, as you can see, my house is not the most Christmassy at the moment, but it will be, trust me. Because we go mad on Christmas just because we hate it, you know. We've got to demonstrate how awful Christmas is simply by showing everyone how awful it looks when you have so many Christmas decorations out at once, you know. That logic makes total sense. So, shush right there. You are wrong and I am right. But regardless, we're going to head through this door right here because I want to do this one take because I am awesome at things like that. And if you guys have never tried these, I would very much recommend them. They are very good, and I'm actually taking them on my adventure with me, so let's plop those in there. So as you can see, there isn't awfully much lighting right here, and that's because it is quite early in the morning right now, because I need to catch a train quite early. Catch a train to where? Well, Nottingham, of course. Got to go there to get my ham and everything because my sandwiches are quite bland without them. But all jokes aside, the last time I went Nottingham was for the first episode of Hunting, originally the third. But of course, since then I've been doing a whole lot of re-editing and things. But regardless, the point is that this time, whilst not with Luke, I do have more money on me, and I've discovered a few stores around there which, according to their stocks, have a lot of Skylanders that I need, so I'm definitely looking forward to hunting for those all for more. And to get to Nottingham, we're going to go on the train, so once we get to the train station, I'll have a little bit more of an explanation to this particular episode at hand. But before we do even that, I want to first of all show you this, which I made back when I started high school in 2013, and I made it when, of course, Monsters University just came out, so it was quite big on Monsters things, you could say. But basically, it's just a little game where you want to get the little balls into the holes, so I, of course, had a few obstacles in there, such as a Lego brick disguised as an eye, and a coin with a nice little eye stuck onto it. And of course, for my holes, I had 2 additional eyes at the top, and then 1 eye for Mike Wazowski, which that is actually hand-drawn. I drew that myself, not as good, mind you, but there you go, you see. I just won. But yeah, everything in this is basically handmade, including the sides right here. Sorry, I kind of zoomed in a bit too much right there, but the sides right here, that's all handmade and stuff. And so, because I just dug it up, it brought back some nice memories, and I quite like it, so that's nice all for more. And then coming alongside with me is, of course, Drill Sergeant, which we'll get into once we get to the trains later on. And Igniter, because of course I would bring him. Why wouldn't I, right? He's my boy and everything. I take him with me everywhere I go. So yeah, as you can see, my packing is basically complete. There isn't much in here for now, but trust me, once we get back, this bag will be full, alright? Okay guys, so over there is Limus. Now that's actually the school which my dad went to, but I applied for it as my first choice of school, but I never got in. And then my second choice was Delisle, since that was the school that my mum went to, but I didn't get into that one either. So I was stuck with my third choice of a school, which was of course Charnwood College, but I just love the fact that nobody wanted me. But either way, enough of that. Sorry about that whole zooming problem right there. It's raining, and raining always seems to affect my zoominginess. How dare it? But either ways, you guys probably don't recognise this part of Loughborough, but that's because we're kind of on the back alley, you could say. I was about to say the outskirts, but we still are in the town centre. We're just at a relatively unvisited part of the town centre because there aren't really many shops around here, so I've never really had a good reason to film around here. However, there is a few things to admire, like, look at that building right there, and it's all withered down and everything, and a mini monkey tree. Not as big as the one by my house, I will admit. But yeah, over there is all the big Tesco and stuff, so that's stuff that you'd recognise, but this part, however, not so much. But you kind of see, slightly through the trees right there, a huge building that spires upwards. That is, of course, the Loughborough Church. Pretty awesome, right? But anyway, I'm going to continue making my way to the station now. Okay, here's the church at a much better angle. Might also add, no trees to my way this time. Stupid trees. I'm kidding, don't smash me. But either way, this area is actually kind of opposing to the life element that Stubb Smashes in, because it's more undead based, I'd say, with all the graves and everything. But it is right next to the windmill, the oldest pub in Loughborough. At least that's what it claims on the side, but I'm pretty sure that what it claims is true. Okay guys, that right there is the post office, which basically means we are getting close to a train station right here. Now, as you can see, they are building plenty of flats there. I remember specifically there used to be a fishing store right there because my dad loves fishing, and that was the location of his favourite store to go for fishing gear. But that has since moved. I'm not going to show it to you where it has moved, but it has moved a little more. And instead they're building flats there, like I mentioned about previously. But either way, I'm saying I'm getting close to the station right here because the station is basically just down this road all the more. So I'll be seeing you once I finally make it there. Nonetheless, because man, it has been a journey since I got off from the bus to the station already. We're not even at Nottingham yet, but I do like me some ham, especially the ham in Nottingham. Ooh, Nottingham! That's exactly where I'm going, although where's the capital letters in ham? Finally, guys. We made it up the hill. This joke is so oversaturated from this point in my channel, but I do not care. Man, that's some blank land right there, but they do have some boarded fences over there to kind of try and hide it from me, but they failed miserably. I've waved. That right there is the road that we just came down, and over there you have the canal, or a better shot would be over here with a nice little swan. Look at that, so adorable and everything. But yeah, let's be moving on since the station is right down here, as we're about to find out. Perhaps I should walk down there first so you can actually see it in a little bit of full visual content and everything. And then there's also the traffic right next to me, in case you couldn't tell so already. But man, do I have that insane zoom-in skill. There is the tip over there as well. Thought I'd point it out because why the heck not from this point? But either way, checking the time right here, we are at 9:44 AM. Yes, I'm that dedicated to Skylanders Hunting that I got up that early. But regardless, the brush over there actually is where my granddad used to work before it got closed down. And basically, the brush used to manufacture trains for the railway, which of course, you know, I'm going to be using as my transport on the train in a little bit. But either way, what I'm saying here basically is that little building you see right next to the brush right there. Yep. As a train station. So as I said before, I better hurry up since it's, well, I said before it's 9:44, now it's 9:45 AM and my train is at 9:48, so I gotta hurry up or else I'm gonna miss it all more. So see you guys once I get there, all the same. Yo guys, one last addition before I get on the train. I first of all wanted to show off my car's wallet, super professional work right there. But in the background you can actually see the train station, so let's get to it without further ado. Although whenever I say that, I always have further ado. So, time for the cut and everything. Do you hear that? I hear it. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear it because the train is coming. It does not stop.
The train now approaching platform 2 does not stop here.
Oh, thank you for that announcement. You just naturally confirmed exactly what I said. Although I thought it was platform 1 for a moment there, so I was entirely wrong. Because of course platform 2, anything on that train is always going that way. You can't have trains like going in two different directions on the same railing. That just don't work for obvious reasons. Oh, here it comes. Never mind, so there was one on platform 1. I was right, I can listen to announcement thingies after all. But yeah, I think that's because we actually have a double bill coming, so huzzah for that, I suppose. I'll see you back once the other train is coming. Oh, yep, here it comes. I was right about the double billinginess. Oh, yeah, there it is. Man, that is fast and that is powerful, and here is why. So basically, trains are so fast and powerful because, well, there are those two things, because what happens is that the air particles in front of the train get split to the sides of the train, and so whenever they're coming by, of course, those air particles are scattered all over the platform, which is why you can't be on the edge of the platform whenever the train is coming. That's what the announcements do be sure to warn you about, because, you know, being close to the edge of the platform when the trains are coming, those air particles will come and knock you back due to the speed and power trains have. And speaking of speed and power of trains, this is exactly why I took a train, actually, because clearly you can tell that I am at the train station right now. Oh, and by the way, those stairs are to get over the platforms safely. But either way, So yeah, I'm using the trains rather than the buses, because the buses for a return to Nottingham is £7.40. I paid £8.40 for the trains, so it's only £1 more, and I don't mind spending £1 more when it means that the trains are more streamlined and travel at a quicker speed. So due to a more streamlined route and faster speed, it means that, you know, there's less distance and more speed, which equals, of course, much less time for travelling. So, you know, and not to mention also more convenience. The fact that they're faster and more convenient over the buses means I'll take them over the buses all the more. Oh, and by the way, there is actually a on-time Nottingham train, whereas the Sheffield train is 1 minute late. How dare it be? But the true question is, how can a train be late? But anyways,
does not stop here.
another one that does not stop. Wow, they've had a few of these. But regardless, as you can see, the train from Nottingham right there, the one that I'm getting, is at 10:33 and not a 9:48 like you said. And it's not because I missed the 9:48 one. It's actually because that one never existed. So, you know, you can't miss a train that never existed in everything. Well, you know, this is an awkward camera angle at all, but basically while I'm here, I first gave you some science, and I want to give you some maths and everything. So basically the whole idea of travelling to Nottingham is to get some of these characters locally, because getting them locally means that I save £1.50 on postage. So basically meaning that I need to get enough items to make it to where the money I save on postage is more than the money I spent on the train. So of course you have £8.40 on the train and £1.50 per postage item. So that means that we need at least 6 items in order to make this trip worth it. Is it 6? Probably. I don't even know my 1.5 times tables anymore. But point is, that's our target. Our aim for this episode is 6 items. So let's see if we can hit such a target. By the way, while I'm here, I did also want to share 2 stories with you guys. And one of them is concerning this guy, which is why I brought him along in specific. So basically, at primary school, I had a friend who was just as much into Skylanders as I was. But he only had 10 Skylanders, whereas I had 23. So he was kind of jealous about that. But one character he had that I didn't was Drill Sergeant. And so one day on the playground, he told me that Drill Sergeant transformed into a fully fledged train. So there are elements of Drill Sergeant's design and moveset that make him similar to a train, such as his funnel-like thing right here and his, of course, blade right here at the front and his wheels. But by transforming into a train, I thought he meant a fully fledged train, as you can see to the right there. So when I got Drill Sergeant in 2013, which was an interesting story, by the way, because I went to Tesco with my grandparents and I saw him on the shelf alongside the other Swap Force characters, and man, was I excited to get him because my grandparents were kind enough to purchase him for me. But regardless, so yeah, I got him, and when I started playing him, I realised that the lie I believed in so heavily as a child at primary school was not true. He did not transform into a fully fledged train, or at least not for one that's in the right hand corner or anything similar to that. So whilst he is train based, he isn't as much as I thought he was from my friends' lies. So basically the lie here is the difference between the expectation and the reality, you could say. But regardless, another interesting story I have about you is one of a holiday I was on once. So basically, I was on a cliff face, if you can imagine for your cliff face right there. I'm chopping it up. And so we're cycling along. We were very young at this point, me and my sister this is. And so basically there was a rail line going right on the inside of the cliff face, and then there was the outside of the cliff face. And that drop, we fell off it on our bikes. We would not have survived that. It would have been too deadly of an injury, put it like that, unless we landed on something soft. But it wasn't anything soft underneath, because it was full on concrete boarding and everything. But basically, because the rail line was on the inside, the train was coming from behind us, and so of course it added in the fear of the unexpected. So my parents, they went to the outside of me and my sister just in case we got scared by the train. Now we didn't, none of us fell off, so it was all fine. But it's just a funny story nonetheless about how trains can be quite scary, because that's what I was saying before, they have a lot of speed and power. To young children like me and my sister, that could damn well scare you. And then it came from behind us, which is even more scary of the unexpected and everything else was alluded to before. But hey, as I said, we was all fine. My parents were smart enough, so we was fine. And like I said, not the best camera angle, hence the change up right there. But hey, I reckon it worked. See you at Nottingham all the more. Ooh, a vending machine. Why am I so boring to be excited by such a small this? But basically, with it being train station and stuff, these prices are naturally inflated, so it's £1.70 for a Dr Pepper rather than £1.30. But hey, an extra 20 to 40 pence per item isn't the end of the world, I suppose. Okay, so that right there is Nottingham Station. It's much bigger than one at Loughborough, because one at Loughborough has 3 platforms, whereas that one has 7. But hey, this is a major city right here. No surprise that it has more platforms and everything, but regardless, it's time for me to go Skylanders Hunting. The main problem is going to be finding my way around, because I'm not with Luke this time, and Luke knew his way around Nottingham, whereas I don't. But hey, that's what I have a Google Maps for. Broadmarsh Shopping Centre, no doubt the start of our exceptional hunting trip out here. Although first things first, I need to find a blooming toilet. Well, it's pretty sure my car's gonna do. Just 18 steps to go? Don't you think I've suffered enough? Okay guys, I finally found the toilets where I am in that shopping centre I was alluding to before, and there is actually a swap and save here, which is pretty cool. We know those from Loughborough. I thought it was just Loughborough available in it, but apparently not. But unfortunately, this particular one is closed at this for a current moment, so I suppose we'll have to wait to check it out. But as you can see, I'm currently on the higher deck of a 2-floor based shopping centre. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's explore a little more and see if we can find some stores of interest, shall we? There is a lot of Christmas-based stuff in the atmosphere today, but I have no problems with that because A, this looks cute, and B, like I said before, it's December, so you can officially do Christmas stuff now. Thank you for visiting Broadmarsh. You're welcome, sign. You're welcome. What a polite sign, though. But as you can see, we are now out in open air. Unfortunately, there wasn't much in the shopping centre besides what I just shown you, but hey, we have plenty more Nottingham to explore. Pretty green. The greenest thing about that store was that man's coat right there. Well, he was actually in the place that was. Love the way how in a store called Pretty Green, the only green that actually stood out was that. But anyway, let's be continuing on with this very classic British-based city in Britain, because in Britain we are very British. Just saying. But yeah, we do have overhead lights, which are not on right now for it's kind of daytime, so you wouldn't be able to see them or anything. But once it gets a little bit darker, I'm sure I can showcase them in a whole lot more better light. By light, I don't mean actual light, I mean those lights. What else do I mean by that, right? If this isn't enough Christmas, I don't know what is for you guys, because in here the lighting is, of course, adjusted for the lights and everything. And of course you got Christmas music as well, that also helps the Christmas atmosphere and everything, I will admit. For anyone who is doing any sort of assignment on anything British, basically all you need to know about us is that it rains a lot, in case you can't tell from all the dampness around. We have a lot of pizza places around, they're very delicious, and also we are literally obsessed with Harry Potter, because I have found Hogwarts 55.0 at this point, because I'm pretty sure I found at least 55 of these in my life. That's Britain for you, you're welcome. Okay, there's some sort of building up there, don't ask me what it is, along with several other Christmas things. In case you can't tell, this city clearly hates Christmas. But anyway, of all things, we have an ice rink. Yes, ice rink, not ice ring, no matter what you've been told. Awesome. Generator cash. Mega bus. Oops, I actually meant cash generator, but basically I said generator cash as a reference to an old TV series called Generator X, which you can see right there. You're welcome. I just thought I'd remorse my child a little bit, but I cannot seem to find CEX nor games, so looks like I'm pulling up Google Maps or more. Okay then guys, as you can see from Google Maps right here, I'm currently on my way to CEX for stores in specific, which I checked for Skylanders stock for. Hopefully I can get there before people nick my Skylanders. But anyway, turns out I was looking in a completely wrong direction right there. But anyways, I'll see you guys once I have finally found it. Man, for my Google Maps, how I love them. For carousel right there, classic British favourite, that one, very traditional as the top of the thing would put it, although you can't exactly read the text well from here. But point is, the carousel is pretty great, or at least it's supposed to be, but for me, never really wasn't a huge fan of it always. Like whenever it came to the fair and stuff, I always preferred going on all the bigger, much more scary rides, because I was a pun to thrill, you could say. But I did finally find the CEX, hallelujah for that, so let's go check out what they got. I'm hoping that the stuff that they said they had in store online was accurate, but I'm sure we're about to find out nonetheless.
So many people, jeez. But yes, we have the smallest ice mountain in history right here. The heck, it's still pretty cool. If I was 5 years younger, I definitely want to be going on that right now. But apart from that, as you can see, we do have a little bit of a split crossroads. I'm kind of hoping that I go down the right one, you know, but again, that's what I have Google Maps for and everything. So I'm pretty sure it's right. Now I just got to hope that Google Maps is right, like me, because I am right. I am sure that this shall be a walk fit for a king of my caliber, of course, for I am, well, I'm not a king, but I have king blood. For, never actually told you guys this, but my surname actually originates in Wales, and it originates from a king of the same name, and it is official that he was one of my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddads, because, you know, King of Wales in 545 BC is quite a long time ago or more. But yes, that was the King's Walk. That was not fitting for a king. All of you must bow before me. But yeah, nice little fact of Ignite right here, guys. You're welcome. Ooh, massive clock. Once again, I'm so sad to be interested by such things. Ooh, McDonald's. I found that so important McDonald's, although there's like 5 of them in this city so far. I've counted already. Yeah, pretty sure they got enough. Pretty sure Nottingham's got enough McDonald's even. Right when I thought Loughborough had too many, then I come here and realised just how many they had. Oh wow, that's a big tree. Our tree looks at though. Our tree in our house is clearly bigger than that. But regardless, Victoria Centre, that's the location of CEX. I just actually got to find a CEX in there. And speaking of a previous CEX, you guys didn't actually see the Skylanders display because they didn't have Skylanders on display, but I can guarantee you that I got 6 characters. So we're showing them off after we find a new CEX and grab some from there or more. This is a fancy donation box. It's almost like it's Christmas themed. But why would they make it Christmas themed? It's not like Christmas is anytime soon. Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, why are there so many of you? I've change of plans here, guys. We're actually going to game first. We'll go through unfortunities about this, because there probably ain't going to be much Skylanders stuff, but we're going to check it out regardless.
I was wrong. They had
Okay guys, as you saw from a previous clip, game was a bust except that awesome Battlecast steel case based thing or whatever it was. And I did get that, of course I did, why would I not? But regardless, I'll see you guys at CX, which is of course the main event here at the Skylanders display over more. Okay guys, as you can see there are definitely a few Skylanders right here, pretty cool. And I even have my favourite Marvel character, Ant-Man, that's awesome over more. But basically, we do have Trap Shadow, which is awesome, I'm definitely getting him. But you guys didn't think that this was all what I came here for now, do you? Too much Disney and not enough Skylanders. Disney buy Skylanders so then we get more Skylanders, thank you. In fact, if Disney was to buy Skylanders, we probably would, because Disney is great at keeping control of its IPs. I mean, like, look at what they did with Star Wars ever since they bought it, for example. Yeah, I can't sing, so I just did some sort of weird accent. But hey, didn't find any Skylanders in there, but I did get myself a Spider-Man Marvel pop, so yeah. Pretty awesome, I suppose. Ooh, I like the look of this. Let's go check it out a little bit closer now, shall we? Okay, so hiding around here, there's Mario Tennis Aces and Super Mario Odyssey, aka the best platformer ever made right there. But apart from that, there's also, you know, what you saw before, Splatoon 2 and all that. So basically, they've bought Nintendo's biggest games at the moment, such as Super Mario Party and Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Clearly, we'll pick Pikachu because that's one of the only Pokemon I actually know. But regardless, so yeah, so as I was saying before, they're just a bunch of Nintendo's greatest games out at the moment to kind of advertise them for Christmas, you could say. And man, I'd be crushing it right now. But of course, I'm not playing, so I can't be crushing it. In case you cannot tell, there are quite a few people here. Oh, and hello, also greetings even, not hello. Why was I trying to say that for? So weird I am. Robin Hood's Jack of Potatoes. He has like 60 billion movies, so he really needed a Jack of Potato stand as well. And then there's also that, it's basically a huge slide that warps around it. Another traditional ride of the UK, I should also add. So yeah, let's add some more Britishness to this very British episode already. Here we are for one non-crowded part of Nottingham, mostly because this is where all the trams are, so you kind of don't want to get hit by such a tram as you can see right there. Because yes, Nottingham is such a big place that they need trams to help get you around and everything. But the problem with trams is that they are pretty slow. It's just a little bit quicker than going by vehicle, I suppose, because trams do get priority since they are bigger and more powerful than cars and all. But anyways, if you guys recognise this route, that's because you should, because I am heading back to the CX we started off, but I'm going to see if there was anything I missed. But anyways, I will see you guys whenever I do so, basically speaking. Oh, and then there's the carousel again. Woohoo for carousels! Still, don't love them. Okay then guys, it's time to leave this whole Christmas utopia behind, and of course it's a utopia. I mean, like, look at it. It's massive and it's pretty awesome, especially for people like me who like Christmas, despite the fact how before I was saying that we deck out our house just to show our hatred towards it. That's kind of a joke, you know, it's this thing called sarcasm and all. But another thing I did my research about when deciding to settle on Nottingham was whether there was a Cineworld here or not, and it turns out there is. So now I'm going to be heading over there to watch Wreck-It Ralph 2. Am I excited? Yes I am, I love the first one. So the second one I'm sure will be right up my alley. Turns out I've been going in literal circles this whole time because coincidentally I've checked Google Maps and Cineworld just happens to be that way. So before we went right because, you know, it was the right way to go since it was right, and that's what always makes me right, because I'm right-handed, therefore I'm automatically right all the time. But regardless, this time we're going left, which is wrong, but in this case it's right. So I'll see you guys after the movie's done and everything. By far one of the fanciest buildings I've seen in a while, but heck, there's actually a Cineworld in here, it turns out, so this is very much where I'm going. Thank you, sign. If it wasn't for that, I never would have found out if the Cineworld wasn't here. So yeah, let's be heading in to the corner house. Don't know what's so cornery about it. I mean, it's a circle, which means it doesn't have a corner, but whatever. I am now at the top of a corner house. Great view from up here, especially since they got the lights on the inside of windows. They should probably add as well. Didn't want to have someone risk going on the outside of windows to hang them up, I suppose. And here is that big sign. How interesting. But I've waited. Cineworld puts the Cineworld at Loughborough to shame, not only because it has more inflated prices than inflated prices at Loughborough, but also because this screen, or this Cineworld even, has 14 screens, which really flunks Loughborough's 8 screens. So regardless, I now have my ticket and my Cineworld card accompanying it, so let's be getting to that film without further ado before I miss it. Ain't that fortunate? I don't need to get unlimited because I already have it. Oh, and if you wanted to get away from Christmas trees, forget it, it ain't happening. I can't get away from them either, but I don't mind that, mind you, because as I said before, it's officially December. If it was November, I would hate this right now, but it's December, so it's fine. Anyway, as you can see, it's much larger than one Loughborough, as I was alluding to before, which is fantastic. But the film has just finished, so I'll talk about that whilst I'm walking down to wherever I shall be going next. Who broke the internet? A bus apparently did that, but either way, funny how this ad popped up the moment I got out from cinema and everything. But we are going to eat right now, and that's going to be the last stop actually before I head out to the train station. But I'm not going to eat at another bus, that would be kind of ridiculous. So instead I'm eating at Burger King, and that's mostly because I don't have a Burger King locally, so I may as well take advantage of my being in Nottingham-ness. I paid $7.99 for this. Better be tasting worthy of $7.99 or more, because I do think Burger King is a little bit too expensive, especially in comparison to McDonald's. But heck, I'm sure I'll still enjoy it all more. I mean, like, that is the beast that I got, so let's get into it. I'll take it back, this meal, totally worth it. Not only was the burger big and filling, it was bigger and more filling than it looked, but it was also delicious. And no matter where I go, I cannot avoid Christmas stuff, as I said. I get even Christmas cups now, but I do like the halo, I will admit. Told you these lights would look a whole lot nicer and a whole lot brighter at night. Look at them, they're actually lit up now, and you can see them lit up and everything, because guess what, it's not daytime anymore, as I said before. Sorry, my finger keeps going on in front of my phone right there, but when I'm holding a phone with one hand and drinking another, I'm sure you'd understand. Here guys, as you can see, there's just some water stones up there. My straw isn't a very good arrow, but basically I picked myself up some comic books, and you'll see what comic books in specific later on, mostly because between this and the camera, I have no more spare hands. I'm human, okay? I simply just have 2 arms to use here. I mean, I could use my feet, but then I couldn't walk, see? So yeah, I'll be seeing you guys at the train station nonetheless, because that truly was the last stop and I made it this time. That thing is slow, it is loud, and it is annoying, but isn't that everything that's important in life? Curse you, things are important in life.
Yo guys, here I am with a finalized haul. So, I'm going to go basically in order of the stores to finally reveal to you guys what my actual haul was in order to tie up loose ends, as I alluded to before. So basically, on that first trip to CEX, I got a few senseis and a few traps. Those senseis being first and foremost legendary tri-tip, looking awesome right now. And then I also got both the Crash Bandicoot characters, so that would include of course Crash Bandicoot and Dr. Neo Cortex. But either way, enough of those senseis right there. Let's move on to the traps. So I got myself the Earth Hourglass, which at this particular CEX it was in bags, which was kind of nice to see. But on top of that, I also got a Fire Screamer. Yes, 2 new traps to add to my trap collection. Very exciting indeed. And then there was also, straight after that, right on the heels of that hunt, you could even say, I went to game, which you of course saw the Battlecast spellbook for. But on top of that, I also got a Battlecast pack, so once we get to the unboxing right here, I will unbox that. And hopefully we'll have better luck with Nottingham Battlecast cards than Loughborough ones. And either ways, before, you guys said, when you saw Trap Shadow even, I said that there was much more that I was expecting to get on that very trip. One of which was the Creation Crystal of the Earth Element. Very nice indeed. I got myself another one of those just in case I needed down the line for some sort of skit somewhere. But by far the most exciting part of that was something that I'm going to need to move all of this stuff out of the way for, since I got myself... ta-da! Skylanders Trap Team for the PS4. Cannot wait to be streaming this with you guys. Sometime in the near future, I'm going to be streaming the entirety of this game at Platinum %. That's right, we're going to beat this game and acquire the Platinum Trophy for it, all in one sitting for one omega long, awesome, epic stream and all of the above. But either way, Skylanders weren't the only thing I was hunting for, apparently, in this very hunting episode, because we did also see along the way a Spider-Man pop, which I picked up. And that wasn't the only thing. So, of course, you guys know that I looped back around to that first CX we saw to pick up some other items. And one of those items in which was Spider-Man for PS4. I've heard lots of great things about that game, so I cannot wait to play it and everything. But the last thing I need to address, of course, is none other than Waterstones itself. What did I get from there? I got me a Spider-Man comic. Yeah, it seems like we got more Spider-Man this episode than Skylanders, hilariously. But that, my friends, the haul of the day, it's about a £100 haul. So for £100, I think I did myself proud here all the more. But yeah, let's get into some unboxings of the PS4, the spellbook, and the Battlecast cards. As for the pop, I'm going to keep that in the packaging because it's pretty nice packaging. So yeah, let's get into that and everything. Although I say let's get into that, there is one last loose end I need to get into, which I completely neglected about before. My apologies about that. But basically, I want to talk to you, of course, about the film that I saw today, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and I saw it in 3D, to which the 3D does actually add a lot. The 3D effects are very good for this film. But as for the film itself, it is very, very good. Now, my main worries going into the film was that it was highly commercialized, so it's kind of like the Emoji Movie where they just had all of these different apps put in for product placement and everything. But I'm happy to report that it was nothing like that. This film had a lot more originality to it and a lot more fun than what the Emoji Movie had, purely because the characters which they took and expanded upon was awesome to see. The development that Ralph and Vanellope goes through is fantastic and very compelling, and not to mention the two's relationship is also what really does drive the movie forward. The characters are fantastic in this film throughout, not to mention, like I said, there's so many creative elements of the internet. So sure, you can see stuff like social media platforms and YouTube and stuff like that, you know, that's in there, sure, but it's not shoehorned in there, and it's not depended upon to tell a great story with this, because there are unique and interesting elements to this film which make it very Disney-ified, you could say, and everything. And plus, I love the homages. There are so many homages in this movie, and I love it. So,
to conclude, I do think it is better than the first one. It's one of those rare cases where the sequel is better in my personal opinion, purely due to the fact that it has so much creativity into it, just like the first one did, and it's just so fun to watch these characters develop and everything. It's a very compelling story and character arc for our main relationship between our two main characters, Ralph and Penelope. And not to mention the other characters, whilst I do like Felix and the female from Heroes Duty, sorry I forgot her name and everything, whilst I do like those characters, they aren't exactly necessities to the story, so I feel like in here they had the perfect amount of screen time and everything. Ooh, and there's more Skylanders up there. Hello! But enough of that, like I said before, let's get on to the unboxings as soon as, of course, my themed Skylanders of the day give their opinions on this haul. So guys, what do you think? I think we just need to whoop and whoop. There we go. Now it's better. Perfect, I'd even say, like me. Very well then. Okay, let us be unboxing these items then, because as we all know, I'm starting to add in my unboxing videos to the end of my hunting videos from now on. So first of all, it's the fire screamer trap right here, which we're just going to open this up for what professional packaging CX has made for it right here. And wow, that is awesome. I love that. Great fire trap, this one. Highly recommend it and everything. But that wasn't the only trap we got, as you already know. Before, we also got the Earth Hourglass. Very nice. So yeah, there's them two traps for you. Totally worth going out for, because I believe these are slightly rarer traps, especially for Fire Screamer in particular. But anyway, next up we are going to look at the Battlecast cards. Let's see if Nottingham can finally give me my stinking Jawbreaker that I've been looking for like forever. Because Jawbreaker is still one of the only cards that I'm missing, would you believe that? Jawbreaker and a few others. How did I get Dreamcatcher from Jawbreaker anyway? But yes, I hate how unsalvageable these packaging thingy-madinguses are. But let us just take this out and see what cards lay inside. Now, I don't even check what kind of pack this is, so I don't even know what the predetermined cards are. Oh, it's a Smash Hit pack. So it comes with Smash Hit, Hex, and Trigger Happy automatically, along with their special moves and everything. And I apologise if things are incredibly loud and obnoxious for you. Trust me, I hate it too. Then you also have, of course, character packs and the thing that protects you from scanning them in. But the online digital game doesn't exist anymore, so I'm not worried about none of that. We're going to leave that there for now. But yes, you do have the generic, bland, basic free Bat Attack. I have so many versions of that. Shiny Helmet. I have that one too. Definitely have that one. That's another one that I definitely have. Swarm Welcome. Good pun, but another one I already have. Heat Stroke. Drop the Hammer. Cursed Choker. It's a cool card, but it's one I already have. Merchant of Menace. I love that because we actually had to study the Merchant of Venice play once. So it's a nice play on words to that and a good callback to my high school years. Then there's also Whale Womp. Hit and Run. I definitely don't have this one because if I had one with a vehicle in it, I'd remember. Groot. Oh man, I mean Root. So much more boring. And then looks like we're back to Trig Happy. Or we just got a spare of Trig Happy in a pack that he's already guaranteed in. I hate it when they do that, when they give you spare doubles of character cards which you're guaranteed to get in the pack. It makes them such a rip-off. Like these are £10 recommended retail price. Man, am I glad that they are not that expensive anymore. Over way, we've also got Tiny Twister, Energize, and the Light, and that's it. Nottingham has even worse luck for me than Loughborough. I think that had one card in it that I needed, if that. But heck, I now at least have the space to put all of my new Battlecast cards in my new spell book. Look at this. So it is made by Power A. I'm going to have to flip that backwards so you can see it on the camera. But basically that's the same company which manufacture the Splatoon 2 custom controller I have. Now, how can I get into this without damaging the packaging? That's the question, my friends. That is the question. Really should have came more prepared for this. It seems like we got sticky tape, which is annoying. I hate sticky tape and everything. Stupid old sticky tape. Okay, never mind. Screw the packaging. We're just going to get rid of that entirely. Again, salvageable Battle Pass packaging. Don't you love it? It's normally salvageable, but I don't have any scissors on me, so I can't really be asked for that tape and everything. So heck, that's why I said let's just destroy the packaging and everything. There we go, nice. Oh, that is nice, my friends. I'm sorry if most of that weren't in camera, but it is nice all the more. So we open it up, and as you see, it's basically just a spell book to put all of your Battlecast cards in. Very nice indeed. So we're just going to put you down there for the memento of being. But here comes the main bad boy itself, the Skylanders Trap Team PS4 starter pack. Man, if only I could get this whole thing in frame right here, but I just can't. But yeah, the packaging is pretty standard, you know, the same as what you usually get in all of these starter pack things, with all of the traps, the adventure packs available, you know, different Skylanders you can buy and stuff, and for classic 1, 2, 3 for both cases in this instance, because of course you can play as Skylanders and you can trap villains. So now Skylanders isn't only an output, because, you know, Skylanders is an output-based thing where you put Skylanders onto the portal and it creates an output for you in the game. However, now is an input, because you input the trap and then the thing from the game, the villain from the game, goes into the trap. You know, it's a nice swap up having an input rather than an output and everything. But without further ado, let's get into this. Now, however, this is very clearly pre-owned, because as you can see, someone's kept the packaging and then put the Skylanders back in it and then put the packaging back down, and they kind of did a bad job of that, you could say, because the traps weren't very well secured. It's actually kind of damaging to the packaging, most unfortunately, and Food Fight just went flying out of me right there. That was a bit of a nuisance, so let's go on ahead and grab him again. I have more Skylanders spares, hallelujah for that, I suppose. Not really. But either way, there is the game itself in all of its glorious glory. We're going to grab the packaging right here. Actually, it turns out that there was a lot of stuff that I missed at the bottom of the box. So I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to re-grab the packaging, because there's actually stickers in here. Stickers for which I never actually owned. I never got the Blades Adventure Pack stickers, because of course for Legendary Nightmare Express I got pre-owned, so they didn't come with any stickers. And Blades himself I do have a sticker for, because I got him in the triple pack with Torch and Gil Grunt, because I remember that specifically was the first ever time we got a Adventure Pack character in a triple pack as well. But point is, because that was a brand new triple pack at the time, I did get Blade sticker, but like I said, I never got the Nightmare Express stickers and all that. Then we got Water Tiki, Life Hammer, again, more trades, yay. And then you also got Snapshot, one of the better Trap Master, if I do say so myself. And then you got the Portal. I'm sorry, this is going to hurt your ears, it's hurting mine too. Your stinking Portal just come out already, as painlessly as possible, if that's possible at all, probably not. There you go, my friends. Now, this piece of packaging is crap, so we're going to get rid of that entirely. But basically, here is our main unboxing haul right here. So I sure hope you guys enjoyed this hunting video right here. Seems like I'm not very good at stacking stuff up. But heck, plentiful of traps, it would seem. Bit of a difference in setting, you could say. But regardless, as I was saying before, I really interrupted myself, that is, I'll be seeing you guys for the next hunting video. But until such a moment, peace. And man, I'm not very good at keeping that in frame, am I?